Hello guys! So today is the day we will be making pizza margherita. I wanted to make pizza since I was a kid. Oh, actually I'm still a kid. I'm very happy that I could make pizza this young. So I'm sharing my recipe that I've been trying to do since last year. So you could try making pizza at home. Let's get started. So here's our ingredient. 309 grams of flour. Make sure it's strong flour like this one I have. 00 flour. And you can also use this flour, which is it's just pizza flour, but not as strong, still useful. And of course we have water, about 200 ml water. 9 grams of sea salt or kosher salt would be fine. And 2 grams of yeast. And yeast, it should be alive. You should keep the yeast in a place where there's no light coming in. So let's start making. For Neapolitan pizza, always start with water or else the Italian's gonna cook quickly. So put in the salt. See? You can use a fork to stir, or some Italians would just use their hands and just stir until the salt is dissolved. And you want to make sure the salt is completely dissolved, or else the yeast will die because salt kills the yeast. Now in goes the yeast. Fresh yeast and dry yeast is okay. They're basically almost the same. It's just dry yeast is a little bit more stronger. So you want to use more fresh yeast than you want. But if you're using dry yeast, use less than you normally would use. Slowly add your flour, little by little. I'm only putting that. So you can use a fork to start. And slowly add more flour as you go. Yeah, so you see, it's very thick, but that's what you want. You want it to be thick. So yeah, you see, it's starting to come together. And now, put a little bit of flour in my hand. I'm gonna start kneading in the bowl first, and then maybe, actually some Italian prefer kneading in bowl, but I personally prefer dumping it out here when it's pretty homogenous and easy to handle. So start by flouring and let's start kneading. Putting the dough together again and again. So it's starting to come together, as you can see. I'm kneading very fast because I'm very comfortable of kneading, but if you're not as comfortable as me, maybe try doing it a little slower and a longer amount of time. We got the dough, let's turn it out. So now, we're going to start doing our work, which is kneading. The flour. And knead. So how you knead, you basically bring the dough back and push it with your palms. So go back and push. It's like giving massage. I know you all like massage. This process called kneading, you're actually developing gluten in the dough, making it more elastic, more tense, not as loose. Surely if you're first time kneading, it will be very tiring. They always say, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's what it should feel like for first time. But it will be delicious, I promise. So we're gonna knead for about 10 minutes. And this is my workout for the day. some more flour, so it's starting to stick again. I'm gonna try reduce the amount of sticking of the dough. If you feel that like your hands are about to tear apart, it means that you're probably not familiar with kneading and your arm is not strong enough. So I recommend taking a break. Cover the dough with a bowl for 3 minutes, and then after 3 minutes, start kneading again. So it's starting to come together, but the gluten is still not very strong. Oh, and also if you're one lazy person, use a stand mixer. There's nothing wrong with using a stand mixer. It's gonna give you the same result. So dough is starting to get pretty smooth, guys. So once it's very smooth, it's at the point called, in Italian, it's called punto di pasta. So it's when the dough is resistant enough, it's not weak. And it's very pokey, and when you poke it, it springs back. So see, still not springing back as it should be. So we have to continue kneading, feeling the burn. Alright, so see, the dough is pretty smooth. So now we can ball it up. So now we rest in a bowl, cover the top for 1 hour. And this is minimum. Some people do 3 hours, but because we have time limited, so only 1 hour. So see ya in 1 hour. Bye bye. Alright, so now we're gonna divide this to 2 since this recipe is for 2 pizza. I recommend using a scale to divide your dough. So in this case, 250. So this one's exactly 260. So now we're gonna ball up the dough. So pull it towards. Do this a couple of times to create tension and to make the dough very solid inside. That's our first dough. Let's put it in a tray. So this tray is very good since it's very thick. So flour the tray. You must flour the tray or else it will stick. So dough ball, put there. Our first one. I'm going to show you another technique. Spread the dough. So this way, we close like this. We fold. Take this and we fold. So we're just folding each side of the dough. Fold. Fold. And once we get to this, we close under and then we tuck it underneath. It takes practice to make good dough ball. So see, come up to the top, pinch that off. A little bit of flour. Final adjustments. Here's our dough ball. See how smooth? It's because we knead the dough enough. So I prefer covering the dough with plastic wrap because since it creates more tension in the dough and it makes the dough rise properly. So now get a towel and close it. We don't want light through this dough. So now we put it in a warm place for about 8 hours. So yeah, see you in 8 hours. Okay, for 8 hours. Look at it. It has risen. So we'll be making margarita first. I got an oven. You can totally do this on electric oven, but be sure to put a tomato sauce on the pizza, but not with cheese because the cheese is going to be burned. So cook it a little bit in the oven with the tomato sauce, and then put it out, put some cheese, and that's the electric oven. But in this case, we have this fire oven, which is going to be more suitable for Neapolitan pizza. First of all, let's stretch our dough. See, our dough is pretty risen, as you can see. So let's take it. So first, what do we do with the dough? We pound the dough. So we bring the air. Let's put the dough to the outer rim of the dough. So in Italian, it's cornicione. So to the outer rim, flip it over, and do the same. We're gonna start stretching our dough. So we're going to slap the dough like the Italian does. So we stretch, fold up here, and then slam down. So make some final adjustments. And there's your dough, perfectly stretched. Now let's go on with the tomato. So this tomato sauce is just tomato. Italians, they don't put anything except for salt and oil into the tomato, so just sauce the pizza. So a spoonful of tomato goes on the pizza. Don't sauce the crust. We want to leave like an outer rim to the crust. Now we go with the cheese. But you have to use fresh mozzarella for Neapolitan, or else it'll be against the rule and it won't be a delicious pizza. So some chunks of mozzarella. Don't cover the entire pizza with mozzarella because it's gonna be wet, and who likes wet pizza? Like, come on. Very beautiful. And now some basil. Very fresh. Onto the pizza. And now you really want a peel because it's very useful. So put the pizza on a peel, stretch it. That's our first pizza, ready to go into the oven. So this oven is pretty hot right now. I got a very good temperature. So we're gonna cover it into the oven. So now it's cooking in the oven. We're gonna turn it to get an even cook. So the temperature of the oven is about 300 Celsius, which is pretty hot. So it's suitable for pizza. This turner is very helpful, by the way. Let's check the underneath of pizza. Here we go. That's the first pizza of the day. It's a very nice pizza.